Hello and welcome everyone. Today I'm going to talk about how to search a SLR paper using 4 easy prompts using ChatGPT and Google Scholar. Today I don't have my video on, so I'll just be speaking like this. So what I will like to do now is to share my screen and to explain you these 4 simple steps that we will be taking today to search for SLR paper, right? So what I've got here is, first is I will show you how we can find some research questions using ChatGPT, and I have done some earlier videos on this as well. But here I thought it would make sense to include this again because it will be a proper process. Next, I will show you a prompt with which you can find research papers. Yep. So when you are going to do your research, literature review, you need to find research papers. So we will see a prompt for that. Next, we will see how to derive. So here we are going to derive a search string, right? We're not actually searching anything yet. So let me just highlight this. I'll put an underline that many a times you struggle with deriving the proper search string, what keywords to use, which way you should connect the different keywords based upon the research question, and so on. So I will show that in this part. Then we will again do search strings, different search strings, and the purpose here is to look for literature review papers. So remember, there are 2 types of search strings that we are going to do. This search string will give us research papers, and this search string will give us existing systematic literature review papers, right? Because when you are doing a systematic literature review paper, you have to do both the things. So you need to be able to search for existing papers in that area, and you should also be able to search for relevant systematic literature review papers that are already published in this field. Okay. And once we have all that, we will be doing our Google search, conducting a search on Google Scholar with these things. All right. So this is the first prompt here. If you can see, suggest me some research questions at the intersection of 3 technologies, which is AI, blockchain, and IoT. So let's go to ChatGPT, and here I'm going to put in this search string. Once again, suggest me some research questions at the intersection of AI, blockchain, and Internet of Things, or IoT. So let's see what result we get here. So we're getting questions related to security and privacy, autonomous operations, scalability and efficiency, trust and compliance, and so on. So here we have specific research questions as well. For example, how can blockchain enhanced AI systems improve data security and privacy management in IoT devices? Investigate the potential of decentralized AI to manage and secure IoT exchanges more effectively. So this is a very good research question as an example to show. Similarly, we have many other research questions here. How can AI-driven smart contracts on blockchain improve the autonomy and efficiency of IoT systems? What are the scalability challenges of integrating AI and blockchain in large-scale IoT networks, and so on? Okay, so this has given us 8 different research questions based upon these 3 technologies. So even using this in any different way will also be very helpful for you. So if you are, for example, exploring some other research areas, not AI, blockchain, and IoT, you can use a similar prompt here, right? Instead of putting at the intersection of AI, blockchain, and IoT, you could say auditing, accounting, and maybe something else, if you're in the accounting discipline or finance discipline. So something like that. So this will give you a good suggested research questions that we can work with. Okay. But the objective of today's session is not to focus more on research questions, but just get this as an idea, because we want to run this query or this prompt. And this prompt is, for each of the questions, Give me a search query to use on Google Scholar to find relevant research papers. Use, there is a typo here, let me fix it. Use the and or operators with appropriate keywords, and also use asterisk wherever necessary. So we are going to run this prompt on ChatGPT now. So this prompt is related to the previous prompt because we are now saying for each of the questions, give me. So each of the research questions that are above, you can even say for each of the 8 research questions. But if you, when you search for this query, when you search for this prompt, and if it gives you maybe 10 research questions, then just make it 10, whatever it is, or just keep it plain without this. Okay. But I'm stating here that for each of the 8 research questions, give me a search query to use on Google Scholar to find relevant research papers. Use the and, the or operator along with appropriate keywords, and also use asterisk, which is like a wildcard, wherever necessary. Okay, so let's run this. So this is giving the results in the form of a code. I don't know why this happened, but anyway, it doesn't matter. We can just copy this. So this will all be get copied. So we have here, for the first research question, we have blockchain, artificial intelligence or AI, and IoT, and data security and privacy management. Okay, so this one. For this autonomous operations, we have AI-driven smart contracts or artificial intelligence smart contracts, and blockchain and IoT and autonomy and efficiency. So it has picked up relevant keywords from the research question and generated these search strings for you to try. One thing I noticed that has not happened here is it has not used relevant asterisks. So I'll suggest, can you add relevant wildcards or asterisks to these search queries. So now here you can see it has done AI-driven smart contract star. So contract and contracts, these two could be searched. Similarly here as well. Blockchain and asterisk will mean blockchains. Autonomy and star, I think this is probably, I don't know what word will come with this one, autonomy, or it could be an asterisk after the M rather than after the Y. So sometimes ChatGPT can make mistakes. I think here is also a mistake, but you get the idea of what I'm trying to do here. What else do we have got? So it is pretty much the same. It has put an asterisk next to, I think here it should have been maybe here after N, not after CE. Okay, so let's assume that these are the queries that you could try on. Next, what we should do, what I want you to show is do the same thing for finding systematic literature review papers, right? So we will do and use, I'll just change this here, wildcard wherever necessary. So now we are searching for systematic literature review papers. Okay, so we'll go to ChatGPT again, do the same search for each of the, let's say 8 research questions. Give me a search query to use on Google Scholar to find relevant systematic literature review papers. So let's see what it has done. So now here it has given and, so whatever the query was, plus systematic review or literature review. I mean, what I would do is I'll just copy this code. I'll put it here and I will show you one more variation. We can do is or systematic literature review. Yeah, so this could be the query that we can use for finding the SLR, existing SLR papers. And I think the same thing could be applied. I think on most of all of it is the only thing that it has done is added systematic review and literature review to find relevant SLR papers to the existing query that was already given. Okay, so this was the second bit, and the next thing that we should do now is to go to Google Scholar, and I will say I'll just copy this prompt or the code that we have got here to Google Scholar, and we will search the let me just zoom it in a bit. Okay, so what have we got here? Systematic review on AI blockchain-based e-healthcare record management systems. Security and privacy in IoT using machine learning and blockchain. This is not a systematic review article. A systematic review of privacy-aware IoT personal data stores. Okay, one thing that has happened here is it has given blockchain and artificial intelligence and IoT. I think we can even simplify this a bit more here. When I look at the search results, I feel that what we can do is we could put a bracket here. In fact, in Google, you don't need to put all these brackets, Google Scholar. But if you're using it in Scopus or Web of Science, this will be necessary. So now we have blockchain and artificial intelligence and IoT. Instead of and, we can do, if you want to look for all the three, then yeah, this definitely will be the right approach. But if you want to see if there are only two things integrated, for example, only blockchain and IoT, or blockchain and AI, then we can replace this and with or. But for now, let's assume that we want to find studies that have all these three technologies included, right? So we have found this one, which is using blockchain and AI, but it is not using IoT. Here it is using IoT, using machine learning and blockchain. So what it has done is actually inferred that even we can call this as machine learning. Could also be another search. Privacy preserving solutions for blockchain. So this is only on blockchain. Blockchain and AI to improve IoT. So this probably is covering all the three items. And one thing we can also notice is when you're looking at the search results, you will also get an idea to add some other keywords, right? For example, a survey, right? A survey here is referring to this part, that a literature review is also called a survey. So we can also improve our search string as we progress. A systematic review of privacy-aware IoT, that is only on one topic. Blockchain identity management, security, privacy, and risk with smart cities, literature review and development of a interaction framework, GDPR compliant blockchains, integration of blockchain with IoT in smart appliances, a systematic review. So this seems to be relevant because it at least has two technologies included here. A comprehensive survey of blockchain for IoT enabled smart city, approaches, processes, challenges, and opportunities. Okay, so it is giving you some good results here. So now what I want to do is I want to change this to or, and I may even put a bracket outside of all these, so that these technologies and data security and privacy and systematic reviews. Okay, so let me just copy this, and I'll copy this to our I've copied that to the Google Doc, so you can later check it out. So now what we have told is we want to see only blockchain or AI or IoT, but from data security and privacy perspective. Yeah. A systematic review of privacy by design in healthcare, GDPR compliant blockchain. This is about privacy. This is privacy aware IoT devices. Literature review on blockchain for consent management. Mapping privacy preserving solutions for blockchain review and challenges. Security, trust, and privacy risk responses and solutions for high speed smart city networks, a systematic literature review. So, what you can see that by trying out all these keywords and making variations to it, you may be able to get some good uh, results to start with. Otherwise, a lot of time is spent in just thinking what could be the search strings that we could use. But this will give you some starting point to begin your search. Let me search this and see if there is any other results that we get. And sometimes what is also important is you have to try and change some words or some alphabets here and there. Sometimes what happens is blockchain is also written like this, many a times, or block and chain are two separately written. So sometimes you may get additional papers by trying the different variations of the papers of the keywords. Okay, so I'll take this back. All right, so similarly you can see if I go back to ChatGPT, you have many other papers that are here based upon the different research questions that we have asked. Okay, so other thing that you can do is our previous question, which was this bit, which was for only searching research papers, not systematic literature review. So we can go to Google Scholar now again, and here we will search this. So what is happened here is, or what we can do is, the same query that we had, we will just delete the systematic literature review part from the query, so that from here till here, if we delete and remove the and, so now what you are getting is these are empirical research papers. These are not literature reviews, and they are working on blockchain or AI or IoT. Yeah, so either of those technologies. But if you want to make it and, which was the original query, then we can try that as well. So a systematic blockchain system for security and privacy management in IoT. So this is using a blockchain and IoT, but not AI. AI and blockchain for healthcare data security, security and privacy in IoT using machine learning and blockchain. So this is using all three. Blockchain and AI to improve performance of IoT. So this is including all the three technologies, and so on. So what I wanted to cover in today's session was to give you this as a option to try and get started with your research. Many a times a lot of struggle happens because you are just not sure where to start. Yeah, so if you follow these simple steps, you will get some research question ideas that you could try out. You can generate the required search strings to find research papers and to find literature review papers. and go to Google Scholar and give that initial search, right? And this will be very helpful if you are kind of uh, preparing to write your research proposal for admission to PhD or for your MPhil, or you have to work on a research project during your bachelor's project or master's degree or MBA. So anyone who is in that stage of starting to research and struggling to find out what research questions should be tackled and needs some guidance, then this is a very nice way to brainstorm with ChatGPT and apply that ideas using Google Scholar to start getting a set of research topics that you can explore for further research. All right, so that is all I wanted to cover in today's session. If you have any questions related to this practical way to search SLRs and formulate research questions for your research proposal, please do let me know. All right, and if there are any other topics that you would like me to cover, please sign up on the Google Doc, Google Forms, and get access to this Google Doc that I used in today's session. And please let me know what more would you like me to cover. All right, that's all today. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend. Bye bye.